Think you win flags on a Saturday in September? Wake up, Nate. The real war is won in the back rooms right now. And if you are paying attention, you're dreaming. We were staring at a bloody crater when Year Stewart Edge stepped down the man-built dynasties while other clubs were asleep at the wheel. But the Bloods have just played an absolute blinder. We haven't just hired some soup. We've poached a weapon with flags on his resume and dirt under his fingernails. This move stabilizes the ship and sends a clear message to the rest of the comp. We aren't rebuilding, we're reloading. This is the bloke who'll find the next Chad Warner and secure our future for the next decade. The stakes are massive, and we've just nailed it. Let's get stuck in. Get a load of this. Stewart Edge is officially through the doors at Moore Park. If you don't know the name, get to know it fast. We haven't just signed some random assistant. We've poached the bloody winner. 10 years of the Bulldogs, a VFL Premiership, and a 2-time VFL Coach of the Year. That's no fluke. This bloke knows exactly what a winning culture smells like, and he's ditching the kennel to join the cap Bloods. He's coached forwards, he's coached backs, and now he's bringing that tactical nous to our recruiting team. He isn't just looking at stats, he's looking for footballers who can stand up under pressure. Having a coach's eye on the draft board, that's a lethal move and an absolute game changer for this club. Now, let's connect the dots here, because nothing in the AFL happens by accident. It's a small world. This footy caper, everyone knows everyone. And there is a massive link here that screams trust. Stewart Edge isn't walking into a room full of strangers. He's got a history with our GM of football, Leon Cameron. Go back a bit. Before his stint at the Bulldogs, Edge was at GWS. He was there at the start when the Giants were just babies getting smashed every week. He was a forward and defensive coach there. He was in the trenches with Leon. They have an existing relationship. They have shared the stress of the coach's box. They know how each other ticks. Why does this matter? Because in list management, trust is the only currency that counts. So when you're sitting there on draft night and the clock is ticking down and you've got 30 seconds to decide between a kid from WA and a kid from Tassie, you need to trust the voice in your ear. Leon Cameron knows that when Stewart Edge says this kid can play, he means it. He knows Edge's standards, he knows Edge's work ethic. This reduces the friction. It speeds up the integration. We don't need 6 months of getting to know you. They can hit the ground running immediately. And with the 2026 season preparation already underway, we don't have time for training wheels. This is a strategic hire by Leon Cameron. He's bringing in his people. He's building a fortress of football intellect that he trusts implicitly. It validates that the Swans are backing Leon's vision. They are letting him assemble the Avengers. And Edge fits that puzzle perfectly. It's not nepotism. If the bloke is a weapon, it's smart business, it's efficient. And in this industry, efficiency wins flags. I want to harp on this point because it's the secret sauce of this appointment. Why does a coach want to become a recruiter? Edge said it himself. Recruiting is something I've always wanted to progress into after coaching. He calls it a fantastic challenge. This is a fascination transition. Usually you see it go the other way. Recruiters want to get on the grass, but Edge is taking his tactical brain upstairs. He says there's always so much satisfaction in watching young guys, whether they're early picks or more left field, progress and achieve their goals to play at the highest level. Read between the lines. You mongrels, this is the Bloods culture right there. We don't just buy stars, we make them. We pride ourselves on the left field picks. We pride ourselves on the rookies, the Dane Rampeys, the Jake Lloyds, the Papleys. Edge gets that he finds joy in the development arc. He's not just hunting for the obvious #1 pick that a blind man could spot. He's looking for the project player. He's looking for the kid with the raw attributes that he knows as a coach can be molded into a superstar. He's going to be working alongside Chris Kean, head of list strategy, and John Garamondo, national recruiting manager. He'll be based in Melbourne, which is crucial, let's be honest, because that's where the bulk of the talent pool is. But he'll also be at the Swans, South Melbourne home. He's the bridge. He's the guy who can look at a player and say, technically he's flawed, but I can fix that. Or, no, that bad habit is terminal, don't touch him. A pure recruiter might miss those technical nuances. A premiership coach won't. This elevates our scouting reports from data-driven to technically verified. That is a massive advantage in a draft landscape that is getting harder and harder to predict. Now zoom out for a second. If you think this is just one guy changing jobs, you're missing the forest for the trees. This is part of a total revolution at the Sydney Swans. Look at the names that have come through the door or changed seats. recently, it's actually staggering. We've got Simon Goodwin coming on as the new Director of Coaching and Performance, a Premiership coach with Melbourne. That is huge IP entering the building. We've got Wayne Campbell taking over as head of Swans Academy. We've got Jeremy Laidler back as an assistant coach. And at the very top, the big boss, Matthew Pavlich, replacing Tom Harley as CEO back in October. And now Stewart Edge. Do you see the pattern? This is a complete refresh of the football department's brain. For years, we were the most stable club in the land. Same faces, same voices. And that worked. It got us close. But close isn't a premiership. Close is heartbreaking. The board, the administration, they've looked at the near misses and said we need fresh eyes. We need new energy. We need to challenge the status quo. It's scary, I admit it. Change is terrifying. When you rip out the floorboards, you worry the house might fall down. But you can't stay stagnant in the AFL if you aren't moving forward. You're going backwards. This influx of experienced premiership winning talent, Goodwin Edge, combined with club legends and smart operators like Pavlich, it's a statement of intent. We aren't mourning the loss of the old guard anymore. We are building the 2.0 version of the Swans, and Stewart Edge is a key pillar of that new structure. We have to address the elephant in the room, the ghost of Beatson. The man is a living legend of list management. He's transitioned out of the list management team and is taking a part-time role in the academy. He's stepping back. That is the end of an era. Beatson was the architect. He was the wizard. Replacing him isn't a one-man job. You don't just find another Kinnair. So the Swans have been smart. They haven't tried to find a direct clone. They split the responsibility. They built a team. Chris Keane is the strategist. Giramondo is the national scout. And now Edge is the technical expert scout. It's a committee of experts rather than one singular dictator. And honestly, that might be what we need for 2026 and beyond. The game has changed. The draft is deeper. The trading rules are more complex with future picks and points. You need more brains on the task. Edge acknowledges the pressure. He said the existing list is really exciting and the challenge is to sustain the list, quality and add to, which I'm looking forward to being involved in. He knows I'm walking into a rebuild. He's walking into a Ferrari that just needs a tune-up and maybe a new set of tires. The pressure is on to sustain success. That is harder than rebuilding. When you're rebuilding, expectations are low. When you're the Swans, expectations are grand final or bust. Edge is walking into the fire, but his resume suggests he's got the asbestos suit to handle it. He's not here to fix a broken team. He's here to make a great team invincible. I keep coming back to this, but it's the only thing that matters. Does he fit the DNA? The Sydney Swans are not like other clubs. We don't do drama. We don't do leaks. We don't do egos. We work hard. We play contested footy. And we respect the jumper. Stewart Edge spent a decade at the Western Bulldogs. If there is one other club that understands the grind, it's the Doggies. They play a similar brand of contested, high-pressure footy. They value the hard ball. Coming from that environment, specifically coaching the VFL side, which is often full of kids fighting for their lives to get a game, Edge understands the hunger. He's not coming from a glamour club. He's coming from the kennel. He's going to fit right into the Bloods culture. He understands that talent is nothing without work rate. When he's scouting, he's not just going to be looking for the kid who can take a specky. He's going to be looking for the kid who chases, who tackles, who puts his head over the ball when he knows he's going to get crunched. That's the Swans way, and that's the Stewart Edge way. This cultural alignment is crucial. You can have the best scout in the world, but if he brings in players who are lazy or selfish, the culture rots from the inside out. Edge's background as a development coach ensures he values the character of the human as much as the skill of the player. He wants to see them achieve their goals. That's a mentor talking, not just a talent spotter. That is exactly what we need to keep the Bloods culture pure. So where does this leave us? I'm telling you right now, this is the kind of news that wins flags 3 years from now. It's not sexy, it won't sell tickets tomorrow, but it's the bedrock. We have secured a double VFL Coach of the Year. We have reunited him as Leon Cameron. We have added a technical coaching brain to our recruiting cell. We have filled the void of a legend with a modern, sophisticated team structure. The Swans are not sleeping, while other clubs are on holidays, posting photos from Bali. Our front office is locking down the best football minds in the country. We are arming ourselves for 2026. Stewart Edge is a fantastic addition. He brings credibility, experience, and a fresh set of eyes to a list that is already teeming with talent. Don't let the anxiety of the overhaul get to you. Embrace it. The club is evolving. We are getting sharper. We are getting smarter. Stewart Edge is a weapon, and now he's our weapon. The recruiting team is set, the coaches are set, the CEO is set, and the pieces are on the board. Now it's time to get to work. Welcome to Sydney Swans. Let's go find the next Brownlow medalist. Go the Bloods.